Frida Kahlo in Detroit.
March 15 to July 12 at the Detroit Institute of Arts. Tickets at dia.org.
Time now for a Mom Talk, and joining us today, our good friend Lisa LaGrew. She is a mom of two and the founder of OaklandCountyMoms.com. You definitely need to check that out. You always list so many fun things to do in the area. Stacy Patak, a mom of triplets, a stay-at-home mom who is very busy. She also helps us with a lot of our crafty ideas. You may have seen some of her segments on the show. And Mona Shand, a mom of two, also freelance journalist. And we always appreciate you guys coming on the show. You're going spring. I like it.
That's right. Bring on spring.
Exactly.
In my world, it's spring. I'm done with winter.
I know, so are we. All right, first hot topic of the day. The University of Michigan C.S. Montz Children's Hospital took a national poll on children's health and finds that more than half of moms and 1/3 of fathers discussing health care for their children, and also some parenting issues on social media. Nearly 3/4 of parents say social media makes them feel less alone. They dubbed this sharenting. So, do you share with other parents online to get advice? Is it a good idea? How much is too much? I follow you a lot, Mona, because you always have some interesting things. But I don't know if you talk a lot of health topics about your kids.
You know, I don't. My dad is a doctor. My mom's a nurse. We grew up with a lot of, health care in the family. I'm on some of these mom-to-mom forums, and I think it's great that we can share and we can bond. And, I got the name of a great piano tuner for one. But it makes me uncomfortable when I see these moms posting pictures of, like, oozing rashes on their children. Like, you can't substitute this for actual medical care. It's great to get advice, but Dr. Google and Nurse Facebook are not actually medical professionals.
And then you worry too when you're taking a picture. I mean, you've decided to share that picture of your child's whatever it is, and that's going to be there forever.
That's right.
And you don't want them to be teased. Do you do any kind of medical talk?
I don't. Well, a little bit I do. My son has asthma. Jacob has asthma.
Okay.
Hey, Jacob, he's homesick today, believe it. Speaking of. And so I do, there are a couple moms I do chat with. I don't know that I put it out there in Facebook world. I do private message some certain moms I know deal with the same issues. But no, I actually don't do a lot of medical things. I don't ask a lot of advice, period, on Facebook, because I really don't want all the I might want advice from certain people, but then there's other advice I don't want. So I don't put out what I don't want back. I feel like I share a lot, but I don't feel like I overshare. I'm pretty comfortable. I think very thoroughly about what I post and what I don't post. I post memories for myself because I create Facebook books out of what I post on Facebook, but there are many times where I'm like, I really want to post this because I want the memory, but I don't really think it's appropriate to post.
Well, especially if it's an embarrassing photo or a silly photo, and you think it's silly, but maybe 5 years from now, your child's. Where do you draw the line in terms of sharing with about your child?
Yeah, I just keep it positive. I keep it interesting, things people would want to read about possibly, and I always feel like if I had a medical thing, I'd be on the phone with somebody rather than putting it on Facebook. Is it more of a call for attention? I don't understand why would you use Facebook for something like that, and never in a million years would I put something that I know could be embarrassing down the road.
And there's a lot of misinformation online, so it's, it's not necessarily the greatest place to go for your medical advice.
Facebook is entertainment for me. That's
exactly. That's what it is.
I see when they'll post like someone having a fit or something negative. I feel bad because that's going to come up later.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah. All right. One of the big trending videos over the last couple of days is a couple sharing with their family the sonograph that actually got it wrong. They had been planning on having a girl, but turns out it was a boy. That's Grandma right there, who thought she was changing Charlie's diaper. She thought Charlie was a girl. Look, she takes a look. She goes, "Oh, Charlie!
Oh my God, what's up?
You really are a Charlie." Okay.
Now that's an embarrassing video.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. That is a little bit. Okay, so I don't
embarrassing for the doctor, maybe.
Do you find out the gender? I mean, it seems like. I mean, I think we're all done having kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Just making sure. But a lot of people still. I mean, they like to find out. But also, I had a close friend who thought she was having Aubrey, and turned out to be Alex. So I don't know. Where do you find out? Do you trust it? What do you think?
We didn't find out with any. We have 3 kids. We didn't find out with any of them, partly because I am a huge procrastinator, so this gave me a great excuse, like, oh, I can't do the nursery. I don't know what we're having. But I think, whether you find out or not before you have the baby, you have to be comfortable with losing control, because you're going to lose control a million times as a parent. So just because you thought it was one thing, turns out to be something else, get used to it. That's like only the beginning of your loss of control.
Now, did you find out, Lisa?
Yeah, I did, actually. And, well,
did you ever worry that they were wrong.
I was lucky, actually, because we knew that there was not a 100% chance, but I had to have an ultrasound every month. So every month I'd say, is it still a boy? Is it still a boy? Is it still a girl? Is it still a girl? So yeah, at that point, I think after like 8 of them, I was sure. But I knew going in, though, that you can't bank on it. We didn't paint rooms. We didn't pick names. We had a name for each. We were safe.
You had triplets, obviously.
Triplets
you knew.
was surprise enough.
Right.
Right.
We definitely found out at 18 weeks. We knew it was 2 boys and a girl. And again, I had ultrasounds every 2 to 3 days, pretty much. So they, they were pretty sure there was 2 boys and a girl. But I was talking to my mom on the way here, and I'm like, if we were to have another baby, which we're not, people, if we were, I definitely would find out, or I wouldn't find out, because I feel like there is some surprise in it. There is some fun, some excitement in it to be like, it's a boy or it's a girl. So I think it's just situational, depending on what you're really looking for.
All right, this one I'm very interested in finding out what you ladies think. The Daily Mail Online had an article featuring a couple who has made millions off their own children on YouTube. The videos are almost like child reviews of the kids playing with lots of different new toys. Question for you ladies, is this exploitation? Is it smart thinking? Is it good business? They both quit their jobs. They say they paid for their cars, their homes. Or is this different than having a child model do something? I mean, would you do this with your children?
I would.
You would?
I would. I don't see an issue with it. I think it's kind of fun. I think it's helpful. People can see how the toys are used. We've done it on a much smaller scale. Like, I've had my kids try out some toys, and we film it and put it up on the website as well. And people have found it to be extremely useful to see the toys in action. And, this is not going to be a forever for them. These kids are going to grow up. They're not going to be able to do this, much longer. So let them rake in the millions right now while they can.
Okay, so no negative.
No negative. But
they don't use the last name. I'd assume.
I think that's great. Yeah. Good choice.
What about you, Stacey?
I absolutely would do it. Jacob loves watching them. He loves toys.
He does.
He loves watching them. He
loves watching kids play with
toys. Even the adult ones too, where the adults kind of open the toys and stuff. But I made one with Jacob. He actually wanted to make one. He has 2 different Buzz Lightyears, and he made one. And everyone who saw it said, "Oh my gosh, you need to post that on YouTube." I'm a believer in it. I don't think my husband would be on board with it.
Right.
So I think you also
conversation ends there.
Exactly. It has to be a mutual decision. But the couple paid off their house, their cars. All 3 kids have college education
paid for. What about these kids? We were just saying earlier that we don't want to do embarrassing things. Not that it's not embarrassing. But do you think you'd look back later on and then be like, oh, aren't you the kid? Okay.
I just find it kind of silly. I mean, I don't get this whole unboxing trend.
But it's so popular.
It's so popular, those Kinder Surprise eggs. I don't get it. Like, for me, the fun is in playing with your own toys, not in watching other people take toys out of boxes.
Yeah.
Plus, when I saw that 3 million people a day are watching these, you know that some of those are creepy old men. It's not all children watching those videos, and it creeps me out a little. I don't get it personally.
Don't get it, don't support it. Okay, let's talk about changing tables in the men's bathroom. Ashton Kutcher posted on Twitter. He was really upset. He really had a lot of trouble finding a changing table in a men's bathroom. We all know that he has a newborn. So should establishments that cater to families be required to have both changing tables in the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom, Stacey? Because you had triplets. You said you had such a huge...
Yes, we would be out at many different places, and it would be me eating a cold lunch or a cold dinner because I got to take the babies one by one into the restroom because Jeff couldn't. There was nowhere to change, a baby in a restroom. So yeah, that was 6 years ago for us. But Ashton, let's go, buddy. Let's get this done.
I was really surprised too. I mean, with my child too. It's like, why can't... I don't understand what the negative is in having a changing table.
No, and it's not like it takes up a lot of space. You hook it up to
it's hanging on the wall.
Yeah. My other issue, though, is that a lot of times the changing tables, even in women's bathrooms, are in the handicapped restroom. Which,
very true. And that's a discrimination in another form
because that should be reserved for people who need that size of a stall. But I think this is the perfect platform for a politician. Potty parity. Let's get those bathrooms in, changing tables in every bathroom.
There's no negative, right?
No. I asked my husband because obviously I don't go peeking into men's rooms, but he said he has seen them a lot lately. Like more, lately more. It's a trend, and he's seen at the Palace, the local library, even, and some of the fast food restaurants and things. So I can't imagine it being a huge expense. I think it is kind of just coming around now.
When they redo buildings, they redo it. It's trending. It's coming.
Okay, that's good. Good news, right, guys?
Yeah, good for us.
Too bad you missed out on